that's titled Chocolate All Day is a winner, in my opinion. Please welcome author and pastry chef Steve Hodge. Hey, Steve.
Hi, Mary.
First off, congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations on this completely stunning book. Like, if you don't see this and you're like, oh my gosh, I need chocolate brownies right now, are you even a person? Yeah.
Oh, I know. Thank God it's done.
Yes.
There was a lot of chocolate consumed.
Yeah.
Like, a lot.
Now, we had something savory before, and now we're having dessert, but I hear you like to have chocolate first, right?
Yeah, breakfast every day.
Yeah.
I eat chocolate every single day.
Yeah.
Because it's healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, at a certain percent.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Honestly, it's such a beautiful book, and I think it's so great that you're writing recipes that home cooks can make,
Yeah,
too.
well, you know, it's for the home baker, and it's for kids.
Yeah.
And there's a section there for, like, you know, there's cocktails.
Yeah.
Chocolate cocktails.
Ooh.
All my favorite cocktails with the addition of chocolate. But, no, when we decided to write the chocolate book, you know, there's a lot of recipe books out there that are very technical, and I think chocolate scares a lot of people. And we kept it really basic and simple, and we're not getting scientific, and it's simple on how to temper. And it's everything that you grow up with.
Yeah.
That you bake with your mom or your grandma.
Yeah.
That I did with my mom. It just, with the addition of chocolate. So.
Amazing. That's
Yeah.
so great. But you dedicated this book, speaking of your mom, to your mom.
I did, yes. Yeah.
I mean, that's always a good thing. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got brownie points.
You got brownie points, literally and figuratively.
Well, it's like when you grow up and my mom baked her whole life and baked with us, and then when you decide to become a chef, you're like, oh, I wonder why I'm a chef. Oh, it's probably because of my mom.
Yeah.
So yeah, and my mom's everything to me, and we still cook together, and she's on me. She still treats me like I'm 10 years old sometimes, but yeah, no, and baking brings families together, especially when you have kids, right? They love it.
That's
fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of baking, we're gonna make your chocolate raspberry brownies today.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, shall we get started?
And the funny thing is everything that we have in this recipe book, we don't even do in our pastry shop back home.
Oh yeah?
So yeah, these are the things that I grew up with, and. What's so fun about the recipes is, if you don't want the chocolate, you can just take it out. The recipes still work.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
yes. So, ooey gooey chocolate brownies.
Perfect.
Mary, first things first.
Yeah, what are we doing?
We are going to cream the butter and the sugar together. And we're going to get that nice and light and fluffy, and you'll see it'll change in color. It'll become super, super pale.
Now, are you like a salted or an unsalted butter, or do you care?
Unsalted butter.
Unsalted butter.
Across
Love that.
the board.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then we add the salt, and the salt just brings out the flavor profiles of everything else in it. So.
Totally.
So we're gonna cream this light and fluffy, and then just like our method, we're gonna add our eggs in.
Nice.
And then we're gonna add our dry ingredients. So while that's mixing, I can do this. So we have our flour, baking powder, salt, cocoa powder.
Do you want to dump and I'll sift?
Okay, perfect.
Love it. Fantastic. Now just all-purpose flour?
All-purpose flour.
Now, what's the difference between Dutch process and regular cocoa powder?
So, Dutch process, we're using baking powder.
Okay.
Regular cocoa powder, you can use baking soda.
Because there's acidity.
The acidity,
yeah.
and it's neutral, right?
Yeah.
So we're using Dutch, we want to use baking powder.
Fantastic.
And that will help with the rise and the activation of it. So type of leavening agent.
Perfect. So when you were a kid, oh, I like this, getting his hands dirty.
You got to get dirty when you're baking.
I know. This is why my mom did not like baking. Yeah.
Hey, let me borrow this for you. I'm kidding.
That's fantastic. So when you were a kid, you loved eating, right?
I still love it.
You still love it. So what was it that switched it into becoming a career?
Oh, I think it was just, it's one of those, you grow up with it, you're comfortable with it.
Yeah.
I have ADHD, so I'm focused when I'm baking. And I was just, you're around in the kitchens, you're around people.
Yeah.
So you're always meeting new people constantly.
Yeah.
It's the pressure, it's the high intensity. It's, and there's nothing more satisfying than watching someone eat. That's something that you made, but it brings people together.
It really does.
In a bad mood, and food makes you in a good mood, I guess.
Totally. I think it's one of those, I think Ina Garten said it, you can be in a bad mood before and after, but never while eating a cookie.
Exactly, yeah.
You know? All right, so I'm adding these eggs on.
So we're gonna add our eggs in.
Okay, perfect.
Fully incorporate that.
Yeah.
Once the eggs are fully incorporated, perfect.
Yeah.
Then now we're gonna add our dry ingredients. So we're gonna add this little by little because not all at once.
Yeah.
And then high speed because you're just gonna get super, super messy.
We're gonna get really covered in chocolate.
So a little bit by little bit, and then we're gonna create this batter. Once the batter is fully created, then we can add our raspberries and our chocolate in.
Ooh.
And a little trick when you're adding berries into like a batter, you want frozen berries.
Okay.
It'll keep its structure.
Today's all about frozen food. I really like
know,
this.
good. Yeah. So so your berries are at room temperature.
Yeah.
It's just gonna get soggy and melt and within the batter.
Almost jam.
Jam-like,
Yeah.
And you want structure in it. And these brownies, even though they're gooey, it's all about texture, right? So we have our chocolate palettes, and we're gonna put those in solid as well, because the outside will melt, but the inside will still stay firm. So when you bite into it, you got that soft texture, but then you have that crunch, and then you got the bursts of acidity from the raspberry, and that's what we're looking for. So.
Well, let's get those in here.
So we'll get these in.
Oh, look at this batter.
Oh, wow.
Chocolate City.
And then don't be shy. As you're making it, you can always taste as you go along.
I like this. This is a good thing. I'm a cookie dough eater.
And
I know we're not supposed to be,
You're not going to get sick from the raw eggs. That's a myth. Oh, well, I've never been sick.
Yeah, there you go.
Who knows?
All right, the chocolate in too. Perfect. Pop that down.
And then, a quick mix. Obviously, the longer you mix it, the berries will warm up.
Well, totally.
So you want to just keep it like that. And then we're going to throw it right into our baking tray.
Beautiful.
All that.
Okay. Ooh, we're clean. You work clean. You can tell you are a pastry chef. Beautiful.
That's what they don't tell me back at home.
Okay.
Oh my God, Steve's in the kitchen. It's a disaster.
So we just pop this on into our prepared, so just greased and lined with, oh, look at that.
If you don't have parchment paper, just spray it or butter it.
Totally.
Totally fine. And then just take an offset spatula. This is a big one. We'll get a small one. And then just evenly spread it in.
Oh my gosh, I just want to eat that. Don't even need to put it in the oven.
But you see with the frozen raspberries, you see the dark chocolate and then you see the chunks of raspberry. If the raspberries were soft and room temp, it would kind of all turn red.
Yeah,
So
it would mush out kind of.
Evenly just like that. And we're gonna fire that in the oven at 350 degrees.
Beautiful.
And, you know, the book, I mean, you can follow the recipe in the book and there's times in there, but just remember when you're baking at home, you know, if it says 10 to 15 minutes, every oven is different, so just watch it, right? When it starts to crack, you know it's done, take it out, boom, you're ready to go, ice it, eat it.
And speaking of iced, we got some iced ones over here, right?
Yes.
Shall we dig in?
We can, let's do it.
Let's do it. Oh my gosh.
Milk.
You have to have milk and brownies.
I know.
There's absolutely no rule that I believe in more.
I agree.
Yes,
I agree.
Shall we?
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna take in an edge piece because I'm an edge piece. Oh, those are ooey and gooey.
wow.
All right. Cheers
Breakfast
to you,
is
Steve.
served.
Congratulations on this beautiful
Mary.
new book. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Steve, that is ooey and gooey. Well, thank you for this brownie, Steve. And thanks to Steve, you're all getting a copy of his brand new book. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.